Six-Day War, also known as the June War, the Third Arab-Israeli War, or the 1967 War, was a pivotal conflict in the Middle East that reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the region. Fought between June 5th and June 10th, 1967, the war pitted Israel against a coalition of Arab nations, including Egypt, Jordan, and Syria, with additional support from Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Algeria. The war's outcomes significantly influenced the politics, territorial boundaries, and relationships among Middle Eastern states and the broader international community. The Six-Day War did not emerge in a vacuum. It was the culmination of years of tensions between Israel and its neighboring Arab states, following the 1948 Arab-Israeli War and the establishment of the State of Israel. Key factors that led to the conflict include 1. Territorial disputes. Israel's borders, established after the 1948 war, were not recognized by its Arab neighbors. 2. Skirmishes and disputes over territory, including the demilitarized zones near the Sea of Galilee and the Negev Desert, were frequent. 3. Suez Crisis legacy. The 1956 Suez Crisis, where Israel allied with Britain and France to invade Egypt, left unresolved tensions, particularly regarding control of the Sinai Peninsula and the Straits of Tyran. 4. Military buildup and alliances. By the mid-1960s, Arab states, particularly Egypt under President Gamal Abdel Nasser, had ramped up their military capabilities, often with Soviet assistance. 5. Egypt also forged alliances with Syria and Jordan, creating a united Arab military front. 6. Palestinian guerrilla activity. Palestinian militant groups, supported by Syria and other Arab states, frequently launched attacks on Israeli settlements, further heightening tensions. 7. Blockade of the Straits of Tyran. In May 1967, Nasser announced the closure of the Straits of Tyran to Israeli shipping, a move Israel declared an act of war. Day 1. June 5, 1967. The war began with a preemptive Israeli airstrike, Operation Focus, Mivtza Moked, which targeted Egyptian air bases. Within hours, the Israeli Air Force had decimated the majority of Egypt's air power, gaining air superiority. Similar strikes were carried out against Jordanian and Syrian air forces. Days 2 to 4. June 6-8, 1967, Egyptian front. Israeli ground forces advanced into the Sinai Peninsula. The speed and efficiency of their assault overwhelmed Egyptian forces, leading to a retreat across the Suez Canal. Jordanian front. Fighting erupted in Jerusalem and the West Bank. Israeli forces captured East Jerusalem, including the Old City, and took control of the West Bank by June the 7th. Syrian front. Initially focused on the southern fronts, Israel turned its attention to Syria. The Golan Heights, a strategic plateau used for shelling Israeli settlements, became the focus of fierce fighting. Days 5 and 6. June 9 to 10, 1967. On June 9th, Israeli forces launched a major offensive against the Golan Heights. Despite heavy resistance, they captured the area by June 10th, bringing the war to an end. Outcomes and consequences. 1. Territorial gains. Israel's victory resulted in the capture of significant territories: the Sinai Peninsula and the Gaza Strip from Egypt, the West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan, the Golan Heights from Syria. 2. Human impact. Thousands of soldiers and civilians were killed or wounded. 3. The war also displaced hundreds of thousands of Palestinians and Syrians, exacerbating the refugee crisis. 3. Geopolitical shifts. Israel emerged as a dominant regional power. Arab states faced political upheaval and criticism for their defeat, particularly Nasser in Egypt. The Soviet Union's support for Arab states deepened Cold War dynamics in the Middle East. 4. UN. Resolution 242. In November 1967, the United Nations passed Resolution 242, calling for Israeli withdrawal from territories occupied during the war and the acknowledgement of all states' right to live in peace. 5. This resolution became the basis for future peace negotiations. 6. Long-term implications. The territorial changes heightened tensions and laid the groundwork for future conflicts, including the Yom Kippur War of 1973. And the occupation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip became central issues in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The Six-Day War profoundly affected the Middle East, shaping its modern history. Israel's military success demonstrated its strategic capabilities, but also deepened hostilities with its neighbors. The war's outcomes remain contentious, with unresolved disputes over territories and the rights of displaced populations fueling ongoing conflicts. The Six-Day War was a turning point in Middle Eastern history, with consequences that continue to reverberate. Understanding the war's causes, events, and outcomes is essential to grasping the complexities of the region's enduring challenges and conflicts.